Alright, well, we're alive again. We're doing stuff. Let me try to get onto this other page. Get out of here. So, it's Lost Judgment Day. Oh, I was like, what's with this order? But that's why. Just a little odd. Oh lord. It's Tino! We're getting closer. Little by little. To the goose. It doesn't tell me how much though, it just says that we're like the total that you put in. But hopefully you're doing alright today. Also, some of the trailers for Custom Mech Wars just put out another trailer and it's fucking weird. I guess it's just gonna be the norm for these though. Ooh, oh boy. Why must my PC client have no players at low rank? I'm getting 2 matches an hour through ranked, oh god. Yep, well, hopefully you can climb out of there eventually. Yeah, that is true though. Even though it's pulling better averages than it was before, it's probably just because of returning players. Although the current concurrent is a little bit lower. It's like 1105 right now. And the hour peak is actually a couple hundred lower than it was the other day. Yeah, it is what it is though. Oh, that's right. The climax schedule is an image instead of just text on the PC version. Drag. Trying to get rid of this extra junk. Alright, let's take care of that. Once that's done, we'll get started here. Spitting out ultra rares for people. Yeah, we'll probably do a little bit of UC Engage tomorrow then. Actually, I'm curious to see if there's even anything going on in that category. There it is. You see, engage. Yeah, there's a couple of people on it. Which means one of two things. It's actually pretty emulator friendly. Or these guys are all just using their own different ways to capture it like we do for Champions of the Continent. So I guess they got that stories timeline going on for Twitch now. And inside they're just old social media clips from like Twitter and stuff. People chilling videos or the usual glam shots. Not a big spread on there though. I think most people are just either focusing on clips or just putting it on other social media because they're actual social media platforms. Which, I mean, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I saw that yesterday. So supposedly in, I want to say it was the Philippines. Yeah, the Philippines and New Zealand, they're supposedly supposed to be trying a pilot program on Twitter so that you have to sign up for a $1 annual subscription to be able to post and interact with other posts. Which is interesting that they kept it annual, and let alone anything else. The bigger thing for that, I guess, is the fact that it's still ultimately just for new accounts. I wonder what the cutoff date or the cutoff time for that is, though. Alright, you guys should be back. Time for some Lost Judgments today. So, last time we actually left off, we were back in Kamurocho. We're about to go to a new location though, for more story. Yeah, we got a new lead. The lady who was actually groped on the train during the initial case, Mamiya, has chosen to speak with us. So now we're gonna end up doing an interview over there to see what we can figure out.
Remember, we're speaking to a victim here, Yagami-san. One whose assailant we defended in court. If we had tried to make an appointment, she probably would have declined outright.
Not sure showing up unannounced is much better.
Yeah.
Let's just hope she's willing to talk.
Yes, there's no way around it. It's a risk we had to take.
Well, here goes nothing.
Yes? I'm Shirasaki from the Genda Law Office, the attorney for Mr. Akihiro Ehara. You may remember me from the hearings.
Why are you here? Don't you know it's rude to show up at someone's door uninvited?
I understand, but we have a pressing matter that directly concerns you. If we could do this another way, we would. I apologize for any inconvenience.
I'm sorry, but the trial's over and done with. You know I can legally turn you away.
You're right, but I'm only asking a moment of your time. Please, would you mind?
Even Sari-san can't whip out a solid approach for this. Are we really out of luck here?
I don't have time for this. I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Wait, before you do that. Sorry to butt in. I'm Yagami, a detective helping Sari here out.
And?
I can't let this be the end. I need to talk her into opening this door somehow. Make it sound quick and simple. I mean, that's not gonna work. We're just gonna... She already tried to make it sound like it was short, so empathize.
Are you aware of the trending video that's leading people to believe Hara committed murder? Thing is, the victim was confirmed to be alive in Yokohama until the morning of your own incident. And since Ahara was on the train with you, they're ruling him out as a murder suspect.
So, what is it you're getting at?
Just trying to ensure you're in the clear from any of that unfortunate business. If we could do this now, we'd never bother you again. All we need is 10 minutes of your time.
How absurd.
We're only trying to help, but if later would work better for you, we could always come back another time. With our supervisor, of course. That visit would probably be more formal. There'd be paperwork, audio tapes, you know the drill. You'll want to clear your schedule.
I really don't have time for any of that.
No, I understand, and it's entirely our fault. We thought we'd do this casually, but we really should have been more by the book. But it is a murder case, so we do have to make sure our paperwork is in order here. Now, would you prefer to schedule a date to accommodate a more formal interview?
You said 10 minutes if we do it now, right?
We'll make it as painless as possible.
All right. Hold on.
He
We really do appreciate it.
is lying out of his
Well,
ass.
I'm impressed. I'm also not sure I should trust a word you say ever again.
Really? I did get us in the door, didn't I?
I'm joking. I do appreciate the help. Now let's not screw this up. This is likely the only conversation we'll have with Mamiya-san.
Yeah, no pressure.
Hello.
Small.
Hi there.
Hi. Again, we apologize for the intrusion.
Let's just get this over with already.
Yui Mamiya.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll make this quick.
You could use a conversation opener with Mamiya. Let's take a quick look around for something useful. Look at this little... Child's drawing. Probably of his mother. They even put a nice frame. How cute. Usual junk.
Suspicious.
Family.
Hey.
Family photo. If I remember correctly, Yui Mamiya lives here with their husband and son. They seem pretty happy in this picture. It's Gov. Playing some Smites today, huh? Interesting.
Suspicious.
Wait, hopefully you guys had some good rounds out there then. We are in the midst of doing some Lost Judgment. We just started up actually, so. We in here. Thank you for being in here. Head to bed, okie dokie. Have yourself a good night. Appreciate the raid once again. So I'll be going through this, and once we get out of this story spot, we'll probably be doing some side stuff again before we head on over to Gundam. But yeah, welcome in everybody. We do a lot of variety stuff here. We're also working our way through Star Ocean First Departure, and we tend to play Champions of the Continent as well as some other things on Thursday and Friday, with Final Fantasy XIV being one of them as well. Although we might try to do some UC Engage on Wednesday before Banner Drop. Let's see. This place is so clean, even without expecting guests. I ought to do the same with my office.
Uh-huh.
I like the idea that they're just waiting for us and we're just like snooping around. Kids play set. Must be nice having a place big enough for one of those. That really just seems like a hazard.
Hey.
What are you doing, buddy?
What the?
Spying over there? Giving mommy a 6-year-old son. Cute kid. I guess he just started grade school. He seems pretty excited by visitors dropping by. Looks like his dad's not home yet, though. Yeah.
Suspicious.
It sure the lens has fully useful data, but we're obviously not getting to it. Oh, another drawing. Probably of his mother. They even put a nice frame. Yada yada. That's probably just the same one then. I don't think we can go much further than this, right? Like, what else are we gonna be looking at here? Entertainment thing? We're just looking at you. That's Yagami, a wife, mother, office worker, and victim of Ahara's perversion. They got on the same train at Ikebukuro, where she ended up having to suffer through Ahara's groping her. Okay. I guess just as a recap in case we forgot.
So, talk. I've already told the police and the court everything they could want to know about that morning.
I'm sorry to put you through this again, but would you mind going over those details with us?
What else is left to discuss?
I understand how pressured you might feel.
I've gone over this so many times. I wonder if pressing charges was even worth it.
No, what you did was both brave and inspirational. Many victims are afraid to come forward for any number of reasons. Your voice might give them courage to find their own.
Ironic. Hearing this from that predator's defense team.
Well, perhaps.
Would you mind walking us through that day from the beginning?
It's nothing so mysterious. I was just on my way to work when some man grabbed my butt. That's all it was.
Nothing else was out of the ordinary that day?
Correct.
Not to pry, but where is your husband today?
Still at work? He usually doesn't get home until later. On that note, I have to feed my son, so let's get this wrapped up soon.
We'll try our best to. Moving along. On that day, you and Ahara-san boarded the train bound for Ikebukuro, correct? Had you ever seen the man before then?
No. At least not that I can recall. How many times must I go over this? Your lawyer friend here already knows everything I have to say. What do you gain by getting me to repeat things?
That's the thing. Yagami-san here is a specialist. He can take whatever you repeat, analyze it, and draw up an entirely new conclusion. Right?
Of course. That's exactly why I'm here.
Great, now the pressure's really on. Seems to be a recurring theme lately.
In the security footage as you stepped onto the train, it looks
You
like
didn't waste any
Ahara-san
time.
stepped right behind you. Were you aware of his presence at this point?
I was. It felt like someone kept pushing up against me with no sense of personal boundaries. I remember second-guessing myself at the time, thinking it was normal for the train to be that packed.
Then the train took off while you were stuck in that situation.
Yes. And then I felt the back of his hand against me. It kept getting worse from there, to the point where he went under my skirt. And the pig had the nerve to write it off as an accidental brush on a crowded train. But that kind of touch wasn't accidental. He even grabbed at me.
Truly awful. And I do sympathize. I've also had to turn in an abuser like that. Personally speaking, some men can't wait to debase themselves at the first opportunity.
Why would you say that and look at me?
I just stood there, frozen.
Oh shit.
I couldn't see who was touching me. I had no idea what to do. I wanted to scream. But what if he just played it off? So I decided I would bear it till the next station.
Right, put him on the spot so people would interview.
Hey, Mommy?
I'm fine, sweetie. We're just having a bit of grown-up talk. Are you hungry?
Uh-huh.
Then go read your book and wait over there for Mommy. We're almost done.
Looks like it's gonna be ending soon no matter what. I should keep my questions brief. Up to now, I haven't heard any contradictions between Mommy's account and the security footage.
You said the abuse lasted the entire 6 minutes between Ikebukuro and Shinjuku Station. Did you see the groper's face at any time during that span?
No. I was too terrified to look. And I thought, even if I did, he'd just pull away and escape. But just as the train was pulling into Shinjuku, I reached back and grabbed the hand on me.
Right.
That's when I saw his face. Of course, he shook me off as the doors opened, but I'd already gotten a clear look at him.
Right.
He must have known I could turn him in at that point. So he ran, and I chased after.
Right. That was captured by the station's security cameras.
Great job tailing him in such a crowded space. On that note, did you ever happen to lose sight of Ahara-san while running?
His cap was pretty easy to spot, and no one else was bolting off the platform like that, so I never lost sight of him. At that point, I could feel my voice returning, so I just screamed. That man grabbed me!
I'm glad there were good Samaritans nearby.
For sure.
That's a good point,
And
actually.
there were a lot of smartphones out, so I figured there was no way for him to get away with it. I was so relieved.
I see. I think I've got the gist of it. But now we've got a piece of evidence that contradicts what you've told us.
What do you mean?
Yumi Mamiya's story lines up with her testimony from the trial. There's one thing that it contradicts. So, I mean, this is the overhead. She has her own... If it's the idea that she never lost sight of him. Numerous cameras recorded Grover attempting to flee the schemes, he will make him pursued. Right, that part's actually still in the clear. Not really sure what they're getting at here. I mean, that's the only thing that sticks out. This is what he wants to ask, but even so.
Well, on the same day, at 6:30 a.m. in Yokohama, a student teacher named Hiro Mikoshiba was sent off to work by his mother. But he was soon abducted near his home, only to be found dead much later in Ijincho.
Is that...
And it's
According to the
him.
video, Ahara-san here is the murderer.
What?
He killed Mikoshiba in cold blood to get vengeance for his bullied son. His kid was about to graduate high school, but instead, he took his own life. So Ahara took it upon himself to punish his son's tormentor.
That's awful.
But now we come back to the issue here. If this footage is authentic, then Ahara-san couldn't have been your assailant. The victim's estimated time of death and Ahara-san's time of arrival in Tokyo simply don't allow for it. It's just not possible for someone to make that commute. But there's the flip side. If Ahara-san was in fact your assailant, it would mean this murder footage is a fabrication.
I don't know what you expect me to say after all this.
Right? Now you know how we're feeling. That's why we came to see if you had any leads for us.
So that's what this is about.
After hearing your story, I have no doubt you endured a lot that day. Which would obviously mean that murder video was faked.
Then, who shared that video? And why?
Wish I knew. Based on the quality, something this convincing would need quite a budget. Whether it's CG on top of real murder footage, or just a rock-solid AI creation, no way it was cheap. So why go through all this effort to fake a murder? Who would benefit from it? But I have to say, I feel much closer to piecing this puzzle together with your help today. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, and rest assured, this will be the last time you see us. Our apologies for the unexpected visit. And for dredging up unpleasant memories.
It's fine. So long as this is really the end of it all.
It's interesting that he immediately figured that it actually was a fabrication.
I'd like to report Mamiya-san's account to the rest of the team. Can I count on you to be there?
Sure. Let me give Kaito-san a heads up.
All right, then I'll see you there.
Because our buddy back at Yokohama
Yo, it's me.
seems pretty convinced
Hey,
that there's like
just go back to
no
college.
tampering at all.
Everything good? Any news?
All good here, man. What's with you? You worried our kid got to me or something?
I mean, they did run their mouths about stabbing us in the back. But if you're good, I'm good. Anyway, I'm heading to Genda so Sari-san and I can go over what we learned from Mamiya.
You're the boss. As for me, I'm calling it a day.
You do that.
Alright. What's gonna be the deal up here?
Are we ready, Yagami-san? Let's start with our visit to Mamiya-san, if that sounds reasonable to you.
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah, let's start there.
So, the victim's story is completely in line with her court testimony, huh?
That's correct. There wasn't anything new to pick up.
Unfortunately.
In which case, should we look into the murder video instead? Like, figure out how they made it?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Whether that tape's fake or real, someone had to put it online, right?
Yep, that's the
Have
origin.
any theories on who that might be?
Well, the footage showed enough of the surroundings to make the crime scene clear. As somebody who's been there, I can confirm that the blood splotches match what you see in the footage. Which means...
Who uploaded Hara's murder footage to the internet? Purpose the video himself. Agawa detectives. This? That would be interesting. There are some other elements of these teams that we've only kind of really touched on.
the murderer's accomplices have to be the ones who posted it for him.
Yeah, I can't see it any other way.
I also agree with Yagami-san.
But in that case, what would their motive be?
Maybe they wanted to make a mockery of the police, or even the whole system.
Huh?
We know Ihara got himself convicted for groping, so he'd have an alibi for Mikoshiba's killing. But then, his conspirators turned it around by uploading the murder video online. Almost as if to say, look how he got away with it.
I see. Yeah, that does make it sound like he's taunting them.
That's well and good, but I'd like to shift gears. Let's talk about the actual fabrication of the video. How does one go about that?
Well, for example, the true culprit would be taped murdering Mikoshiba. Then Ihara's face would be copied and blended onto the killers. That's how they'd approach it in a Hollywood movie.
But then, wouldn't you be able to see traces of it being faked?
Tsukumo-san reported that he's found nothing of the sort in his analysis.
And that's the problem.
We've been down this road before. If we take the stance that the footage is fabricated, we have absolutely nothing to work with.
Right.
Then let's tackle this from the stance that the video's actually real. If that's the case, there has to be a flaw in the groping issue. I think we've collected enough evidence to find it too.
So, what does this do for us?
Once Ihara entered the Ikebukuro gates at 7:43 a.m. and stepped onto the platform, he was continuously monitored on camera. But if he really killed Mikoshiba at 7:30 like we saw, there's no way he could have reached Ikebukuro in time. That would mean the person in the footage isn't Ihara, but an impersonator.
So that's not really him?
Yeah. He's got the sunglasses and hat to help sell the disguise.
Wait, if that's the case, after murdering Mikoshiba, wouldn't Ihara have to swap places with the stand-in sometime before being detained? But we didn't see any opportunity for that. Multiple cameras saw Ihara move right up to Mamiya-san as they board the train in Ikebukuro. And the onboard camera recorded them for the entire commute. Not only was the act caught on tape, but his failed escape from the scene was recorded as well. Ultimately, Ihara was pinned down before leaving Mamiya-san's sight,
Right.
so she had an eye on him the whole time.
Right. So the current belief is that Ihara was caught on camera the entire time he was at the station.
But wait, that's not entirely accurate, is it?
Right.
Huh?
There was a blind spot in the thing. Here's the problem, though. Mamiya chasing him should have had the ability to fill in that gap. That's half of the reason that we wanted to ask her about her pursuing him in the first place. But yeah, there is a blind spot right near where they started. The first segment of that spot where they started to run near that staircase, there's a gap.
Remember how we mocked up a diagram of the Shinjuku station platform?
Yeah. Oh, wait! That's it! You could be onto something. There's a point where Ihara wasn't on camera at all.
What is this point you speak of?
Let's all go over the diagram so that everything will be clear. Here's what I want you to see. Suspicious. Hey.
Yeah, it's the spot I'm looking for.
It's very brief, but there's a moment where Ihara and Mamiya-san can't be seen by the security cameras. The dotted lines on the arrow represent the camera's blind spot.
It does appear so. So you're saying this is where the groper, the fake Ihara, traded places with the real one?
Can't say it's impossible, right?
Right. Except if that actually happened, Mamiya-san would have been right behind them at the time.
Right.
Could the two really swap places without her noticing?
In a crowd like that, I think it's feasible.
If that really was Ihara's plan, then I'd say he was being careless.
Careless? How?
Well, on the day of the incident, the station was packed for morning rush hour. That means there was no solid guarantee the assailant could make the switch. He could have been nailed by any random passerby before reaching the blind spot.
Good point. Not only that, if Mamiya-san had called for help while the train was still moving, then the first Ihara would have been caught before even reaching the platform.
Oh, I mean, yeah! Called it.
Oh my god.
Think about it, Yagami-san. Why would Ihara's accomplices meticulously plan out every last detail of this alibi, only to leave such a crucial component to chance, as Hoshino-kun pointed out?
Oh, just doing my job.
Oh my god, he had no clue.
True. Good work, Hoshino-kun. In fact, I think that may back up my own take on it.
Yeah?
What if everything, including the appearance of leaving the plan to chance, was part of the plan?
Can you expound on that?
I'm saying I agree that such an airtight alibi wouldn't have allowed for contingencies. And that takes the question to another level.
From
Just how
Beetlejuice.
far did
How'd they go
line
then?
pieces in advance to make the
What's
swap?
going on, Shady?
Are you saying there's more to it than we discussed? What did we miss?
If everything on the day of the murder, including the train groping, was planned from start to finish, what else can we possibly deduce? Prosecutor faked the footage. I mean, Hiro Mikoshiba is alive. I don't know about that. There's two possibilities. They could have recreated the scene and actually made it somewhere in Kamurocho, which means we'd have to find the scene here in order to confirm that. This one is also a possibility, but probably less likely. So let's poke this here.
Mikoshiba was actually murdered in Kamurocho. The place used in the murder footage, maybe it was dressed up to look like the vacant building in Ijincho. That way, the murder could have taken place less than 13 minutes from Ikebukuro.
I don't mean to shoot you down, but I just don't think that's feasible.
So, no?
If you want a yes or no answer, it's a no.
Was that all? You made it sound like you had
No,
this whole
hang
thing.
on. Something just hit me. Ihara secured his alibi for the murder by swapping with a stand-in at the Shinjuku Station blind spot. For them to be able to pull that off, a certain possibility comes to mind.
Wide awake and still laughing about the show.
What
That's good.
exactly would that be?
If everything in the daily murder, including the chain of groping, yada yada. Alright, so that one's not the fuss. Mikoshiba's murder was set up. What else can we deduce?
No,
Huh?
bear with. If that's the case, the swap could happen right in front of her and no one but the three of them would know.
Right.
You're saying the victim of a groping conspired with her assailant beforehand? That's ridiculous.
It's not a suggestion I'm fond of, but I had to consider the possibility of Mamiya playing a part in this conspiracy.
Let me just say, I'm only trying to work out how a swap like that will be guaranteed to work.
Right. The other person
Now,
involved
and his stand-in
would have
both
to know.
that Mamiya will pretend not to have seen them. They can trade places in the blind spot with impunity. Conversely, if Mamiya wasn't in on the plan, the idea of a swap would never work. We can say with certainty that she would have seen the swap, so... She could have even called attention to the real Ihara the moment he stepped in. That way, the people around her would be focused on chasing the correct assailant.
Right.
The rest is as we know it. They caught Ihara and detained him until the police showed up.
Hold that thought. If your theory is accurate, what about Ihara's trace evidence? Remember that fibers of the victim's underwear were detected on his hand.
Well, that can also be explained by Mamiya being in on the plan.
Right.
For example,
Kinda gross, but...
Mamiya was showing himself with the security cameras. Mamiya could have easily provided Ihara access to a pair of underwear at the same time. Maybe the stand-in loitered around for so long because he was letting everyone else get themselves in place.
Right.
Not
So he got there too early, and he had to wait for her to show up.
But the point is, Ihara's murder alibi is shot if Mamiya was involved.
Right.
In summary, it's possible Ihara disgraced himself to secure an unshakable alibi for Mikoshiba's murder.
I'll concede that it's an avenue worth pursuing.
And when it comes to the prosecution, they can't just admit they got the first case so wrong. Plus, they can't question Ihara about Mikoshiba's murder. In fact, their only option is to claim the tape was faked.
So he managed to make a farce out of the system after all.
Well, his court case for his son's bullying did get more or less thrown out, didn't it? The school, the investigative committee, and the court all agreed there wasn't enough evidence to convict anyone.
So they mentioned that one of the other
Surprise for me that the guy held a grudge against the system.
teachers also interfered with the
Before we
investigation.
all decide on this,
What's up?
the obvious question to me is why would Mamiya be party to such a crime?
Right.
She appears more than financially stable, and she's even raising a child.
It is a little bit
So
weird.
why would she do something so enormously risky as helping establish a murder alibi?
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet. But maybe she was promised something that far exceeds the risk. Or maybe Ihara has some kind of dirt on her even?
Enough to make her help with a murder? What sort of secret would be big enough to force someone into that corner?
53-year-old patrolman and a married office worker and mother. The only connection between them so far is the train station itself.
What info do we have on Mamiya anyway? Maybe we can spot a connection to Ihara through her profile.
Actually, yeah, where does she work?
I'll pull her information. Just a second.
Oh, I just thought of something else those two would have guaranteed by working together.
What's that?
If Ihara wanted to use this crime as a murder alibi, he needed it to blow up into the public eye. But if he had chosen a victim who stayed silent, then nothing would have come of it.
Right.
A solid plan would need to eliminate that variable, which means Mamiya being an accomplice was crucial to Ihara's success.
It needed to be someone that spoke up about it.
Looks
Since
like
it's so
Ihara
rare.
pulled one over on the prosecution then. Had his accomplices right where he wanted them, even his victim. Once we learn how he's connected to Mamiya, we can root out the rest of his team.
Let's see. According to her file, her maiden name is Yui Suzuki. 30 years old, so that's consistent. Originally from Ota, Tokyo. Attended a private high school called Kurakawa Academy. Later graduated from Toto University.
Huh.
Kurakawa.
Met her husband on the job, apparently. Her husband, Taichi Mamiya, is an industrial designer at Techno Zeta Inc.
Oh, okay, never mind.
6 years ago, she gave birth to their only son, Sotakun, who's now in first grade.
Hold on. You said she went to Kurakawa Academy? I heard that name in Ijincho. If I recall correctly...
Isn't that where Tsukumo graduated? Actually, you know what? I don't remember. That's not good. Someone spying on me went there. But no, we never went to that school. Hold on a second. Yeah, I guess this is the only one that makes sense.
When I went to scope out the murder scene, there were these 3 guys watching the detectives and me.
Oh,
They
that's
told us
right.
They were just checking things out. But they mentioned their Kurakawa grads too.
You have
These
any
guys.
ID on you?
Will my license work?
Kake-san, age 30.
Same age range too. Okay.
Kaike-san, age 30. Mommy is 30 as well.
What's that got to do with anything? Aren't we trying to find a connection between Mamiya and Ohara?
I found the Kurakawa Academy website. Looks like they're pretty prestigious. It's in Tokyo, specifically in Ota. Pretty close to where Mamiya lived. Oh,
What?
the girls there get such cute uniforms.
Oh my god, dude.
You little... You want to start all over from the bar exam?
Wait, I've seen that uniform before too, actually.
Where?
On an old picture of a teacher at Serio High. South
Ah, that's right.
Confided in her. Is she actually a Kurakawa grad too? I don't know Sawa Sensei's exact age, but she could well be 30. Maybe all of them are even classmates.
Could this mean they're actually linked? The victim and her up-to-now unrelated assailant?
Does that mean that one of the other girls in that
It's a
picture
tenuous
might be
link
her?
at best.
Damn.
Could fall apart any time. But no true detective alive would pass it up.
To be honest, I thought they were gonna go the other route with the fabricated area, just because it would give us a reason to stay in Kamurocho. But no, we're going back to Serio now.
A previously unseen link is established between the groper and the victim. Charting out their relationship is akin to tracing a spider's web. But with each false thread ruled out, only the improbable truth remains. Ehara orchestrated the groping as a diversion, and by tarnishing his name, he secures both an alibi and his ultimate revenge.
And that leads us to Chapter 6, Converging Heat. Why is that cat here again? Hello? What's going on, buddy? And just no curtains or nothing, just making a whole diagram, huh?
Kashida's murder was sparked by the bullying of Toshiro Ehara, who committed suicide 4 years ago. The graphic video that hit the net showed the world how Toshiro's father, Akihiro Ehara, had brutally avenged his son. We also know the father had accomplices. On October 7th at 6:30 a.m., they forced Mikoshiba into a vehicle, took him to an abandoned building, and gravely injured him. Then, around 7:30 a.m., the time frame when Ehara killed Mikoshiba, the other conspirators were probably nearby, even though they weren't on camera.
At the same time, 30 kilometers away at Ikebukuro Station, a man who looks like Ihara is caught on camera. We'll call that guy the stand-in. The stand-in made sure he was in front of the cameras for more than an hour before boarding the 9:06 a.m. train. The
think-
same one Yui Mamiya was on.
I'm kind of wondering if Yui is actually the masked
Battery on
woman.
that train.
That would be
It's
wild.
the real Ihara in the camera's blind spot, and they changed.
I'm trying to remember what. I think she
That's
covered
how
up her
they
hair
established a
though.
False alibi for Mikoshiba's murder. And to achieve this, the victim, Yui Mamiya, had to have been in on it from the start.
Sure are a lot of people getting their hands dirty for Ihara.
It's pretty involved.
Ihara's standing on the train, the guys who kidnapped Mikoshiba. How did some troubled cop manage to recruit so many allies?
Well, one person that comes to mind who might be the key to all this is Yoko Sawa. She's
Why
a
does he
teacher
just have
in
a picture
Seiryo,
for that?
She was the only adult Toshiro-kun ever told about the bullying, and she supervised Mikoshiba as a teacher before he disappeared. On top of that, she's a Kurokawa Academy graduate, same as
I
Mommy.
like how the film grain filter they're using for the pictures all have like
Those
the same
trespassers
spots
at the murder scene were
and different
also
parts
from
of their
Kurokawa.
faces.
Since they're all about the same age, it's possible they were all classmates.
So you're saying these classmates are also Ihara's murder accomplices?
If we consider Yoko Sawa the central link, that's very possible. We do know that as a teacher, she felt deep remorse for Toshiro-kun's suicide. Maybe she recruited her old classmates to help Ihara take his revenge.
Yeah, best not to rule that out. Though I'm hoping that's not the case.
Why's that?
It's just, she's a really good teacher. She's passionate, responsible, and she's always putting the students first. I know she regrets the past, that a student died on her watch. And now another of her students, Mikoshiba, is found murdered. So if it turns out she's involved in that, I doubt I'll be able to trust my own judge of character ever again.
Yagami.
I'm going back to Ijincho tomorrow. The plan is to bring up Mamiya's name to Sawa-sensei and see how she reacts.
Oh my god.
Until then, let's not jump to conclusions about her involvement.
All right.
Can I chime in real quick? I was looking into Kurokawa Academy and I stumbled across something that may be relevant.
What's that?
Well, it happened 13 years ago, but there was an attempted suicide.
Ooh.
A third year jumped off the school's roof after being thoroughly humiliated.
We heard about that, right? A bullying suicide from 13 years ago. Didn't Sawa-sensei mention that too? If I remember correctly, the student lived but remains in a coma to this day. Yeah.
Actually, Sawa-sensei mentioned that. She said it was a boy in her class.
Right, that's gotta be the same case then. The student's name was Mitsuru Kusamoto. He's 30 now, but still in a coma.
Shit.
Huh, and all that info's on the net?
It wouldn't be normally, but his mother happens to be Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health.
Ministry of
Ever
Health?
heard the name Reiko Kusamoto?
Not once.
We dealt with the Ministry
I
last
have.
game. Oh
It
shit.
was on the news. They were talking about her and her son.
Vice ministers rank above most government officials. So this lady is quite a position of power at the Ministry of Health.
Well, do you remember the uproar in the health ministry when Vice Minister Ichinose got arrested?
Right?
Apparently, his successor couldn't contain the resulting chaos, which is when Kusamoto-san got tapped to lead. They couldn't afford another criminal scandal,
Right.
so her promotion was out of the blue. She was a safe choice, a veteran with tenure and experience.
And they had to sell her.
Not to mention, her son's tragedy made people see her as a more sympathetic figure. Very popular. She's kind of a new generation heroine, so to speak.
Oh boy. That might be her
Is
even.
any of that relevant to the case at hand, though?
Who knows? But Reiko Kusamoto and Ihara both have children who were bullying victims. I don't think that's a connection we can afford to overlook, if you ask me.
So we have another possible
so
lead.
Kusamoto's son. What exactly happened to him?
Let's see. He was bullied by a fellow third year at his school, Shinya Kawai. The records say he harassed Mitsuru-kun every day, in and out of school. Well, one time he even stuffed dirty rags in his mouth.
That's so cruel.
Yeah, and the teacher was a real piece of work. Apparently he knew, but he just smirked and said, don't overdo it.
Yeah, that lines up with what Sawa
I
said.
remember now. The media pounced on that one hard.
Yep.
If they were classmates, then both Sawa-sensei and Mamiya would know about this.
And maybe because they couldn't save Mitsuru-kun, their guilt left them open to Ihara's persuasion.
But to prove that, we'll have to hear from them directly. I'll talk to Sawa-sensei first thing
Shit,
tomorrow.
so we're gonna have to go hit up that other
That'd be
lady again.
helpful. In the meantime, I'll be working on Ihara's appeal. It's clear they missed something important in the trial, since Ihara is apparently innocent of sexual battery. Being that he was out committing murder at the time.
What started as a
that's
simple
wild.
harassment case sure has blown up big.
Oh, that's a lot. Let's head back to the office for today. So there is one bigger moment in this game that they kind of spoiled with some of the earlier trailers, and I'm
I admit,
Kinda
I used
wondering
to
when
see
that
Ihara
happens.
as nothing more than a shameless cop who got what he deserved. But I guess that's what he wanted us to believe, along with the prosecution and the public at large.
they really make it hard to talk to him.
What we're dealing with is a man who disgraced himself and the justice system, all in the name of vengeance. At this point, I doubt much can scare him. You have to be a certain kind of desperate to sink that low.
Yeah. He's riding high right now.
Yagami-san. Try to relax for once. You've earned it.
Alright, time to get the hell out of here. Release me. Let's see. Still haven't really done any of the dating side stuff. No other obvious sub-stories have cropped up. I think we're just still kind of in main story mode right now. Which is fine. Oh my god.
For real?
It's still a grab, bud. There we go.
What a waste.
So most of these materials are either for taking extracts or on the odd chance that we have enough for upgrades for the drone. Neither of which are particularly crucial for anything. So let's see what happens here. Get out of the way. Actually, hold on. Oh, you know what I just realized? I don't know if that's something that actually just happened in this game or if I just didn't notice before, but in this corner there was actually like a drawer or like a big closet sort of piece that they had, and it's actually where we found somebody from our original legal team murdered. I didn't even realize that was gone now. They must have removed it after the investigation.
Wait a minute. What?
Yo, you took your sweet time. But I got the gist of it. You're going to Ijincho, right? To meet with Sawa-sensei?
Oh boy, this guy hounded already.
Kaito-san, you do realize that only I can meet her. You can't get into the school.
Oh, but if you end up taking it off campus, can you at least call me this time?
Oh my god, dude.
Don't you understand the situation? Sawa-sensei might be tied to murder.
You sure you understand it? Come on. She would never do that.
That a fact?
So happens I'm a great judge of character. Especially when it comes to women.
Oh my god.
Ah, sometimes I forget who I'm talking to.
Fucking Kaizo's just over here in the background, just being like, "Wood!" the whole time. It's like, that's not the point. Bye. Alright, so we're heading back. Heading back to Ijincho. Oof. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Let me in here. Okay. Oh, we can do another, we can do another noise tracking now.
Well,
Who are these guys in that
first
corner?
up, it's gotta be Chinatown. Can't face Tsukumo on an empty stomach.
Never a dull day for you, huh, Kaito-san?
It's a selection, man. I've already worked out the math. I figure if I hit 4 or 5 places a day.
Uh-oh.
What? What's
These
up?
guys.
Check that out. It's Akutsu.
Oh, this goober from before.
The thugs are looking pretty out of place here.
Yo! Akutsu!
What the fuck are you doing?
What are
Oh.
you fools doing in town? Hey! Don't ignore me! It's Kaito! Fancy seeing you here!
I'm kind of busy here, man. Catch you later.
Oh, I know what they're doing. So their connections
Asshole.
over at the school, there's a group
And he's traveling with a small...
that's working with these dudes.
Would he have come all this way because of us?
No.
Nah, we just caught him totally off guard. He's not out here for us. Gotta be something else.
But something's not right if they're just cruising around.
They're looking for somebody. That other group's here too, and they're tracking us.
It's gotta be an RK operation. He brought too many guys for it to be something more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kamurocho streets can be tough. Maybe they gave up. Well, whatever they came out here to do, we ought to keep our noses the hell out of their business. But you better hustle. You're gonna be late for class. I'll catch you after school.
We're gonna meet them at the school. So, there were some dudes that were in league supposedly with guys who were Yakuza. They didn't really say whether they were former Yakuza or not. But it might be that those guys are actually being hooked up with the arcade group now. Jed, this area high school. I need to find out if Mamiya has any connection to Sawa-sensei. Now, technically, if we really just wanted that as like a very vague connection, you could probably get that a little bit more casually. Oh, I still believe. You do? Anyone who gives me a Christmas present is a Santa to me. Oh. Oh, then I guess you've been good. Yay. I love you, Santa. That's silly. Santa Claus. That actually gave us a keyword. Cat came home today with a big bug in her mouth. She looked pretty pleased. Oh yeah, cats like to show off their catch sometimes. Only if she brought back actually useful stuff. Like some lottery tickets. What? Cat's gonna hunt for lottery? What cat's gonna hunt for lottery tickets? Cat behavior. Oh, I think I know what that might be. That might be related to our ramen stop. That's another squirrel thing that we already found. We need to go here, though. This is also... Oh, this is new. Okay, I thought that might have been because of the... there's a time capsule thing that we're still trying to find. I don't know where the fuck it is. I am... completely... I might have to look that one up, to be honest, because I'm like, Anywhere that the hints kind of make sense hasn't really triggered anything, and we can't really observe much, so I'm... kind of just... grasping at straws over there. No, no, no. sucks because this counts as sidewalk. Come on, put me back on the street, baby. Put me back on the road. Ooh. Yeah, regardless, we're gonna be heading to campus now. No other obvious side quests, and I don't think we have any other cases right now either. I can double check the board, I guess, but I think we're just gonna be doing a big fat school section right now. Wait, did I fucking miss this the whole goddamn time? Oh my god. You gotta be shitting me.
Suspicious.
Picture of a squirrel. What does it mean? Yeah, we're still finding these all over the place, by the way. That one also, like, some of them seem like they're hinting at our tools. Like the ones where they had the ear out, like the noise amp. You would think it would mean we'd find something like maybe applied to it or near it. But that hasn't really been the case. But they also had these numbers on them too. I wonder if that... Oh, no, don't walk on that. Also, did we just walk past whatever that other sub-story was? It didn't go off when we were in proximity, so... Maybe we have to do it another time, or we can just kind of wiggle around there later. I'm gonna say... It might be floor 2. I forget if it's on floor 2. Yeah, it is. Okay. Grab that. Impure... What? Impure lead, huh? Oh, she's gonna be sick of us, dude. What is this, like the 4th or 5th time we've harassed this lady for information? Hi, it's your favorite person.
What is it, Yagami-san?
Hi.
Do you have a minute?
I saw the video of Mikoshiba-kun.
Oh, that's right. We haven't talked to her since then.
So you did. That video, right?
I thought Ehara-san was convicted for a sex offense. How could he be in that video killing Mikoshiba-kun?
Okay, so her seeing it gives us that in.
And that video looked so real.
Most likely it is. As you unfortunately had to witness, Ehara-san committed murder with his own 2 hands. Which means as far as the groping that day goes, there's some deception at work.
Deception?
Are you familiar with Ehara-san's victim in the case? Her name is Yui Mamiya.
I don't think I recognized her, no.
13 years ago, she attended Kurakawa Academy. Her maiden name is Yui Suzuki.
Yui Suzuki? Just a minute. Are you saying she was the one Ehara-san groped?
So you do know her then?
So...
Were you 2 classmates?
Did she just discount the possibility that she recognized her physically?
I had a hunch. You didn't know she was the victim of that whole incident?
I mean, it's just so hard to believe.
Does this all seem like a wild coincidence to you then? Your old student's father gropes one of your high school classmates at a station with 3 million daily travelers.
What are you implying?
I'm saying your old friend Yui might be cooperating with Ehara-san, as in she only played the part of a victim. She might have even known it was all to hide a murder.
What? But why? Why would she do that for him?
She really doesn't seem to know of any connection between Ehara and Mamiya. If this is all an act, then she's an amazing actress. Okay, now we gotta try to dig into this.
From where I'm sitting, Sensei, you're connected to Ehara and Yui Mamiya. I just need your help figuring out what that connection is.
Yagami-san, please. Are you implying I was some kind of liaison between them?
Well, Sensei, what was your relationship with Yui Mamiya? Were you close? Or would you say classmates covers it?
The 2 of us were never really that close. To be honest, I didn't really like the group of kids she hung out with. I guess you could say we didn't have the same interests.
When was the last time you saw her? Did you have a high school reunion by any chance?
They held a reunion around the time I graduated from college, but I didn't feel like going.
Considering the
That same class
suicide.
bullied a kid into jumping off the roof.
Right.
So if that's the case, you haven't seen any of your classmates since you all graduated from Kurokawa?
That's right.
That photo.
Okay then. The thing is, Ahara-san and Mamiya are connected. It is kinda loose, but it's there. They have one thing in common.
What?
In both of their pasts, someone they knew was bullied to the point of attempting or committing suicide. Ahara-san lost his son, Toshiro-kun, and as for Yui Mamiya, it's her classmate, Mitsuru Kusamoto.
Right.
That could be a factor, especially for Mamiya. It's possible that Ahara-san would be a sympathetic figure to her. Maybe enough to help construct an alibi for his revenge. It's possible she only played the part of a groping victim. What do you think? Does it have any merit, or is my theory full of holes?
Even if you're on the right track... Sawa-sensei? We're just waiting on you to start the staff meeting. Oh, sorry. I'll be right
saved
there.
by the bell.
13 years ago at Kurokawa. That might be the last piece of the puzzle. What about Yui Mamiya? How'd she react when Mitsuru Kusamoto tried to kill himself by jumping off that roof?
I'm sorry. I'm already late for my meeting.
I'm trying to ask you about a murder here. To Ahara, every unanswered question is a victory for that man. He's only a step away from walking for it. And I know Mamiya had other conspirators. It took more than one person to murder Mikoshiba. They're still at large, even as we speak.
Right.
I'll be honest. I came here today with the suspicion that you might be more involved in this murder than you're letting on.
A suspicion?
Nothing you've said has made me feel any better about it.
And what should I do about that, huh?
I just want you to tell me, how are Ahara-san and Mamiya connected beyond what I've already figured out? I think you have the key to that answer, even if you don't know that you're the one holding it. It's like a lock, and until I figure out how to get through it, I'm gonna keep picking at it.
I told you. I'm late for a meeting.
I'll be here when you get back. Have a good meeting.
Suit yourself.
He's really endearing himself to the staff. He actually waited. It's not going great, but at least I've learned that she was classmates with Mamiya. I'll take the wins where I can get them. Sorry, son, said she wanted to hear that later too. Okay. So she dipped on us. is what I'm understanding. It's already like evening. There's nothing else for us to really do here. Go figure. I mean, that's the rough thing right now. As of right now, there are two different people, one of which we already promised we weren't going to bother again, and Sawa-sensei, who we've already driven to tears, and who obviously doesn't want anything to do with us over and over again. And now we're now we're accusing her of being party to this entire scheme, and she has to clear our name for her name to like a random detective. So, you know, it's going great. Absolutely thrilled with our involvement, I'm sure. Wait, are those guys not here anymore? That might have been a time-sensitive thing then. Or maybe they just only show up, like, specifically at night. Oops, sorry. Whoops. It's weird there's specifically a door. Okay, so not as involved as I thought. I thought the mystery club might have grabbed us up. Or maybe the dance club or whatever, but it seems like those are a little bit more voluntary. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell Sari-san about Sawa-sensei and Mamiya.
Hey, Sari-san? It's Yagami.
Hey, did you manage to talk to Sawa-sensei?
Yeah, turns out she really was in Mamiya's class. And they were both aware of the suicide incident with their classmate.
I mean, we already knew that much.
While we're on the topic, Hoshino-kun got his hands on some new info.
Let's hear it.
The bully at Kurokawa High was named Shinya Kawai. He transferred out right after Mitsuru-kun jumped, as if he were running away.
Okay, that's the new
Once
info.
he came of age, it looks like he worked here in Kamurocho.
Wow. You really can find a lot online.
Yes, and to top it off, Kawhi earned a reputation for talking about how he drove a classmate to suicide. Like he's proud of it.
That's weird.
Maybe he thought he'd get a laugh in Kamurocho.
Probably would.
Kawhi was more or less a Yakuza, though he never swore into it. I just sent you his picture. It was taken 5 years ago.
Is he an RK then?
What?
That's the guy.
This guy.
Okay.
Recognize him?
Not too long ago, some RK punks came asking his whereabouts.
Ah,
Said
so
he was
now
a
we
girls'
need to
bar
find him
manager who
too.
went missing.
Yeah, it looks like he did work at a girl's bar. But we don't know which one.
Right.
Okay, so the guy's definitely suspicious. What business would RK have with him?
Is that what they're doing here?
No. But their leader, Soma, said something about Kawhi having already been killed. Like he just vanished from Kamurocho a few years ago, and that was it.
Wait, he was killed?
Uh-huh. Kinda gives me deja vu now that I think about it. Here you have Kawhi and Mikoshiba, two known school bullies. And they both end up murder victims?
Yep.
That could be for a number of reasons. It's not rare for people to disappear in Kamurocho. Usually the trouble is money or women. Maybe that was the case for Kawhi.
Could be.
Okay. We'll investigate Kawhi a bit more on our end. With RK asking around, word on the street will be loud enough to hear.
Right. Does that actually bring us back to Kamurocho again? But obviously they're looking for something here too, so it might still be that.
How was it, Saori-san? What did Yagami-san have to say?
He said he recently ran into some RK members looking for Shinya Kawhi.
Did he?
He also said RK later told him Kawhi had been killed.
This is getting scarier with every new lead.
Now that you mention it, I have seen people getting stopped and asked about someone all over town. But if those were RK on the hunt for Kawhi, could it have something to do with our case as well?
Wait, are we gonna play as her right now? Putting aside the connection between Mikoshiba and Kawhi, why is RK suddenly so involved?
I'm honestly not sure how RK could be involved in all this. I'm going out for a bit, Hoshino-kun. Do me a favor and keep digging up what you can on Kawhi.
Wait, what?
Sometimes you have to get out in the field. It can't just be Yagami-san all the time.
Oh shit. Are we playing Sorry right now? We are. Oh my god.
You don't mean you're going straight to RK for some answers?
You gonna go fight?
What else would I be doing? I need to know why they were looking for Kawhi.
Oh, she's gonna
And
get
I'm coming
snatched
with.
up.
I can't just let you do that alone.
Don't worry, it's still light out, and I plan on staying in the open. Besides, if I'm alone, they'll be more eager to talk.
That may be, but still, I'll just call you about every 10 minutes then. For your safety.
I find that rather unnecessary.
You sure?
Oh my god, dude. What do you have to say about this shit? Apparently nothing. Is the answer to that? I guess we'll never know. This girl does not sprint. She simply walks. To be fair, she's also in flats. So what do you want? First, I'll need to identify some arcane members. Unlike Yakuza, they're hard to identify by appearance alone. But no worries. In times like these, it's good to know the owner of Tender. He's well connected. This is Bartender. First place Yagami-san worked at when he arrived in the city. The owner, Gio Matsuda, also has his ear to the ground. I'm sure I could ask him where I might meet some arcade members. Man, it's been a minute since we've been here. Shit. Oh, look who it is.
Oh, is that Sari-chan I see? To what do I owe this pleasure?
Nice to see you too.
Oh, hi. Say, aren't you one of Talk's lawyer friends? Does that mean he's on his way too?
It's just me today.
Fine by me. That means you and I get some girl talk time.
Oh, that stings, Mari. And here I thought I had a place in your heart.
Well, no one knows a lady's heart like a bartender. I guess you can stay.
The two of them sure can keep up with each other, but if I'm going to ask questions, I better order a drink.
Let's see.
All these bottles got you feeling lost? Care for a few pours from Tox? It'll be our secret.
Well, that's not nice.
Besides, a man with his tab can't complain.
Damn.
You're too kind.
Just gonna rack it up, huh?
So I'm actually here to ask you, how can I set up a meeting with RK?
Darn. So this wasn't a pleasure call? Well, I'm glad you're at least enjoying the drink.
True. And looking fancy doing it.
Oh, please. You two are going to embarrass me.
My apologies. I suppose being surrounded by such beauties has a timeless appeal, even at my age.
I'll second that. Masuda here is looking at least a year younger.
Was that supposed to be a compliment?
Of course. If you got any younger, you'd be much too handsome. What's a girl to say?
And I'll second that.
Turning on the charm. Oh no, this isn't good. I'm getting so relaxed I might forget about work.
Anyhow, if you're after an RK rendezvous, the good news is those guys are everywhere. But it's not like a civilian can just stroll up and ask, "Hey, are you RK?" and expect to get an answer.
You got that right. And Saori-chan needs to ask them something that's kind of sensitive. Oh, that's certainly going to make things challenging.
Just a bit, yeah.
So I say, why not let the boys do the chasing? Wouldn't be hard for an enchantress like you.
Oh, I don't
But
like where this
honey,
is going.
We need to do something about your look. Some nice clothes and a little makeup, and you'd be unstoppable.
So, in the first game,
Finally,
she actually
my
had to
turn to
infiltrate
second
a girls' club.
I suppose I
Or a
would
hostess
need
club.
to look approachable.
Talk told me once that if you ever felt like it, Saori-chan, you could put every hostess in Kamurocho to shame.
Damn.
I've gotta admit, I'm curious.
Well, a good hawk hides her talons.
You're saying I should dress like a hostess for this?
Well, I'm sure there are other ways. But if you want a foolproof plan to snag an RK,
Let's go on,
got
Spiker.
one.
Oh, if you want,
How it be,
I
sir?
can get you some looks, and you can choose what you like.
I get the message. And I suppose I'll take you up on that.
So that sounds like we're gonna end up
Then leave the rest to me.
doing alright. Are they bringing back? Yeah, they're bringing back this. So it sounds like we're gonna have to go to that RK place and pose as like a girl, like a hostess or something over there. And this is ancient. We haven't had to do this in a hot minute. All of these are awful. All of these are so bad. I'm trying to remember which one we even used when we did this last time in the first game. Just absolutely. Fuck this up. Fucking the tiara. Spiker, no! Spiker, please! Control yourself! I don't know if she's actually... I think technically some of these guys are likeness characters, but like not really. I don't think they're using like her actual name or anything like that. It doesn't really matter what she has on. We're not really trying to do like stats or anything. Oh, that's ridiculous. Just suddenly slap a wig on her. I wonder if Gaiden's actually gonna have the host club minigame come back. there's a possibility of it happening in Infinite Money, but maybe not, just because of the setting. So I think Gaiden will probably be a better opportunity for that. We'll just have to see how that turns out. Alright.
Oh, well, would you look at that? Doc was right on the money. I couldn't have imagined.
So where are we going?
Sure about that, Mari-san? I hardly feel comfortable wearing this in front of you.
You've already done this before, honey.
You're so pretty.
I didn't realize those are both on the same arm. Shit.
Really? You're dynamite.
Put them on different ones. That guy. All these dudes like, damn.
There is one thing that's missing.
What's that?
Pride. That's the final touch you need. Pride in your own beauty.
Well, I'm not sure I have that.
Then how about your pride as a lawyer? You have that, don't you?
As a lawyer?
Yes, there it is. Go ahead and take a look. Now that's the face of the girl who gets the man she wants.
It's been a while since I felt this way. I have you to thank for that.
These bad boys won't know what hit them. Now, let's go dangle the bait.
You mean us, right?
You bet. Two nightlife girls like us alone on the street literally brings the RK boys running. Especially along Senryo Avenue. Why don't we take a walk?
Are you sure? I don't want to drag you into this.
She's been dragged into worse.
Are you kidding? And missed the chance to see this makeover in action? But really, I want you to succeed. I promise I won't be a bother.
Time to lock down Senryo Avenue. If any arcade guys approach us, we'll reel them in. Then I can ask them about Shinya Kawai and see what they found out so far. How do you even bring up a dead dude, though?
What's happening?
I'm assuming we can't sprint. Nope. It's always Senryo Avenue. This area is, like, easily one of the shadier spots that we got. The soul flame, the old soul flame being burnt out still over there probably doesn't help either. So this is something that we've done in the past. The first game also had a segment where she had to be undercover at a hostess club in order to find out something from the girls there. So this is kind of a retread of that, except that we're dealing with arcade members now.
Excuse me, ladies. You, get lost on the way to the beauty pageant?
We're already out for a drink. Maybe heading to work somewhere in town?
Oh, this goober again.
Oh, we're just two girls bar hopping by our lonesome. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, in that case, why don't you roll with us? I know a great place. You could drink all you want.
Wow, you guys loaded or something? We can throw them back, you know. You sure?
Hell yeah! There's a place my buddy runs. He'll be thrilled to see some ladies like you.
If they're arcade, it might be a good idea to take them up on the offer, but how can I know for sure? You're with arcade, right? Being that direct seems a bit. We know, but she doesn't know, I guess is the problem here. So how stupid are we gonna be?
You know, I think you guys may have caught me at the perfect time. What I'm saying is, tonight, I want to take a trip on the wild side.
Oh, yeah? Talk to me, baby.
There's this
Gaudy
guy in
thing.
my life, a real choir boy. And being with him's got me feeling so...
Who are you?
Now I know I should
identify.
Girl. But I figure I owe it to myself to cut loose every now and again.
Oh, you never told me that, Sari-chan.
Damn, girl. I'll get loose with you.
Yeah! Let's get drunk and dirty.
Thing is, we all know the biggest party people in town
There we go.
are RK. I heard they can really spice things up, you know?
But Saori-chan, why limit yourself to RK? I think these boys are plenty attractive.
I'm starting to think we were meant for each other.
Oh? What makes you say that?
Wait, don't tell me you're...
Not supposed to be
Impossible.
blurting it out, but yeah, we're RK. And pretty high up, too.
Shoot. RK wouldn't be what it is now without us. We thought it'd get this big either.
Looks like this went well. I knew they'd be with RK. Now, all I had to do was ask them about Shinya Kawai. Why were they looking for him?
RK has Kamurocho pretty much wrapped around its finger now, huh?
Just about. The time of the Yakuza laying down the law is over. All that respect and chivalry shit. Dead, like all the old legends.
Except they're all alive.
The world is a jungle. And winning the fight's all that matters.
Wow, must be hard. But I think that's hot.
That reminds me.
Wow, so we don't even go anywhere.
Hey guys, looking for someone recently? A man who disappeared a few years ago?
That's a little bit more information than you should know.
Yeah. We were looking for this dude who ran a girls' bar.
See? I knew you guys would know what that's about.
Oh, well. 5 years ago, he suddenly disappeared. That's not even news in Kamurocho.
That's so crazy, though. What happened to him? You ever end up finding the guy?
Nah, didn't work out. No surprise, he was just a punk anyway. Name was Kawhi. Way I heard it, some of his old friends rolled up on him one night.
Oh.
My guess is, it was trouble from another town catching up to him. Anyway, they argue for a bit, and it ends with the guy getting shoved into a van.
Oh.
And that's the last time anyone saw the dude.
Oh, shit.
Whoa, what do you think happened?
You're telling me this motherfucker was living a double life?
He'd be back by now. I heard he never even picked up his final paycheck.
Unless
He's fish food now. Or they buried him on some remote ass.
that means that what's his name is
You
alive.
have any idea who would have done that to him?
Interesting. So that other hint from that thing that we were deducing before.
Young, both men and women. Doesn't sound like a gang thing.
Yeah.
Who knows, right? It was 5 years ago.
A group of civilians shot Kawhi into a van. And they were old acquaintances? Could they have been classmates from Kurokawa Academy? No, I'm just rushing to conclusions.
But if you heard all that, there must have been witnesses, right? So you're saying someone actually saw him get shoved in a van?
Yep. Some chick working at his bar saw it all go down.
Shit.
At least that's what we heard from a guy who heard it from that chick.
Where is this bar anyway?
You mean some random dive bar half a decade ago? Who the hell knows? 100 places have sprung up and gone under since.
Fair enough.
Why would anyone be looking for Shinya Kawai now? Did someone ask RK to find him? Think that's right?
Hell if I know. It's a question for the top of the food chain.
Fair enough.
But hold on a sec. Can I ask you something?
Huh?
Just a minute ago, you mentioned a Shinya Kawai. How'd you know his full name when we never told you?
She fucked up.
Shit!
You're only talking to us because you wanted dirt on Kawhi. So who the hell are you?
What do you think you're doing?
Let go of her!
Who sent you?
He's an arcade fangirl.
No one. I'm just an arcade fangirl. Don't jump to conclusions. So, would you stop?
Really? Damn, my bad. Guess you don't really look suspicious.
You fucking moron!
He's right. You'll charm your way out of this one. Start talking or else.
That's funny. That almost worked on him. Are we really gonna have to name drop ourselves? Because this might actually be what connects them, and Arcane might start barking up our door. Okay.
I wouldn't even give you my name. Now let go. Threats and violence aren't going to work on me.
Oh, what have we here? Got ourselves a bad bitch all of a sudden. Too bad she can't keep her hand from shaking.
That's just the excitement talking.
Big talk for a chick dressed to the nines to get info. Huh? Sorry, Chan?
Okay, so they know.
Don't even try to fuck with us, lady!
Sorry, Chun!
Huh? What the?
Hey, it's our boy.
Beat it, punk.
Higashi-san!
Asshole!
Nah, that ain't happening today.
I swear, these jerks are popping up like roaches. No thanks needed. Just be careful on your own, especially when you're beautiful.
Thank you so much, Higashi-san.
I just said you don't...
Wait.
How do you know my name?
It's me, Shirosaki, from Genda Law Office.
Oh, he's like,
Holy shit! No way!
He's like, oh my god!
I didn't realize. Shirosaki-sensei. I didn't recognize you. You look incredible.
Tora Higashi. You put this guy through the ringer in
You're
the first one
who was
too.
Incredible. This is all my fault. I was the one who put Mari-san in danger. You really saved us.
Young, strong, handsome. That's 3 out of 3 for me.
Those guys were RK. Town's practically overrun with them these days.
Tora Higashi-san, former Matsugane family member of the Tojo clan. He's like a brother to Kaito-san, and he knows Yagami-san too. He runs an arcade full-time now, but apparently he still keeps up with Yakuza fashion trends.
If you'd like, I can escort you somewhere safe. I got nothing but time on my hands.
It's got like a softcore fucking
Don't say.
Kiryu outfit going on.
Who says we can't still salvage some fun out of tonight?
Oh my god.
Before we do that, let me call Yagami-san.
So, one of two things is happening here. Either our guy actually went through another alias, or they mocked him up to look like our victim. Shinya Kawai was bullied 13 years ago. He vanished from Kamurocho when he was abducted by a group in a van. It seems like they were all people he knew, and it's possible that they were his classmates from Kurokawa Academy.
Yagami's still a jackass, I see. When Shirosaki-sensei calls, you pick up in 2 rings.
That's funny.
It is strange that he's not picking up.
Uh-oh. Did they get jumped?
I'll try again.
Oh, there's something going on our end. So no, he's an old side character.
Uh-huh. Kinda gives me deja vu now that I think about it. Here you have Kawai and Mikoshiba, 2 known school
This is our pro tag from the
they
first
both
one.
end up murder victims?
That could be for a number of reasons. It's not rare for people to disappear in Kamurocho. Usually the trouble is money or women. Maybe that was the case for Kawai.
Could be.
Okay. We'll investigate Kawai a bit more on our end. With RK asking around, word on the street will be loud enough to hear.
Alright, thanks.
Now I guess I wait for Sawa-sensei. Still a lot of time before the faculty meeting ends. Huh? A message from Amasawa. Yagami-san, one of my underclassmen wants to talk to you. Could you come to the club room again after class if it's not too much trouble? No problem. Amasawa wants to talk about our underclassmen? I've got time, so I might as well see what that's about. Oh yeah, There might be some new jobs over at Tsukumo's office, too. It's still a bit before the faculty meeting ends. I should kill time elsewhere. Well, isn't that convenient? We still got like a little over under a half an hour to do some other shit. What's this about? Oh, someone else noticed the, we haven't seen this one yet. Does this count?
Hey.
Yeah. Are you trying to figure it out? Don't just stand next to them and say something. Huh? What's a little girl doing out here by herself? I hope she's alright.
Hey.
Hey, is everything okay? Are you looking for something? Oh, no. I was just looking at the squirrel. Adorable, isn't it? That squirrel? What squirrel? You just looked at it, stupid! Squirrels just want to have fun? Okay, this is how we're supposed to learn about this. Anytime you see a squirrel painted around town, slip into observation mode and examine it. If you copy what it's doing, you might just find hidden treasure. Okay. So we couldn't do it before. I guess we can do it now? But where are we supposed to point this at in order to find something? Unless they mean noise like this instead. No. Not real sound waves or anything. You just looked at it stupid going in my code book.
Tough to hear.
Oh my god. I have no idea. Might be some things I want to get out of the way. Are we actually stuck here? Doesn't really seem to be anything here. And this is still a block too. Normally we would see like a sound blip or something else to denote a possible source here. I don't think we have another gadget that's not immediately on here outside of the dog either. And we can't mess with the drone, so it's gotta be one of these two. There was another one that had like an electric thing on it instead. So that might be what it denotes for electronic noise. Is it supposed to just be on the ground? No.
Yagami-san.
Okay, we just needed to look at it again, even though I just looked at it. Just investigating the area. Well, this is unexpected. What are you doing out here? Other gremlin.
Amasawa.
Bruh, I looked at that thing like 3 times. Oh, hey. I'm just looking at some street art. Do you know what this is from? It's too good to be random graffiti. How peculiar. I feel like I know it from somewhere. Maybe a famous graffiti artist did it?
No.
That's not it. I think I remember this from childhood. That's it! It's from a picture book I used to read all the time. A picture book?
Yes.
It features all these forest critters doing different poses, and as a kid, you were supposed to imitate them. So if you copied the squirrel performing a greeting or lying down for a nap, you'd learn good behaviors along the way. Then if you did them well, you get a reward, like an acorn. At least according to the book.
Oh.
I see. So it's like an educational tool. But why would something from a children's book be painted out here? That's the big question, isn't it? Do you think we'd get rewarded if we copied the squirrel right here? That's a cute idea. Let's pretend we're in my picture book and find out. Okay, now do we do the thing that I was trying to do? So, what's the squirrel up to? Let me think. Maybe it's listening intently? That could be. It does look like it's trying to hear something. And if we stand still and stay quiet, will we get a reward?
What?
At the very least, we can try and find out. Yeah, I'm not hearing a thing. Well, duh, we're playing make-believe, you know. Actually, I think I did hear something. Really? Wonder what? Might as well play along here. And I got just the thing to amp up my hearing. Oh my god. I'm assuming when we do these in the field, we're just gonna have to just do it without any prompting. There we go.
There it is.
That legitimately just sounds like a squirrel. What the fuck? Are you just wedged in there, buddy? That sound's coming from here. Superstitious Eater's Guide. What? The skill Auspicious Gourmet has been unlocked. Learn how to use it from the skill app in the pause menu. So we're just getting skill books from these? And they make squirrel noises. A reward at the source of the sound.
Huh?
Hey, what's that listening device you got there? Did it lead you anywhere? Yeah, after turning it on, I heard a faint noise, and when I went to check it out, I found this. Wow, so the squirrel was hiding a treasure.
Seriously?
I guess so. By the way, there are more squirrels than just this one. Are they doing all sorts? And they're doing all sorts of different things. Really? Yep. There's one on the wall in that store over there. I never noticed, or if I did, I'd dismiss it as some juvenile attempt at self-expression. Could this possibly be a new mystery? I suppose you could consider it a mystery, in the broadest possible sense. Mystery or not, it might be fun to keep a lookout for these squirrels. I'm surprised that they introduced this so late, considering that we've been finding them all over the place. Anytime we see a squirrel painted around town, slip into observation mode and examine it. If you copy what it's doing, you may just find a hidden treasure. Okay, this has got my brain firing on all cylinders. I gotta go home and find that picture book.
Yeah.
You do that. In the meantime, I'll see what I can find out on my end. Okay, great. See you later. Weren't you gonna go talk to you in the office? Looks like she took off. Yep, well, she gets her sights on something, there's really no stopping her. Maybe I should do the same and find more squirrels. My name's Futaba. Futaba Sayonji. Thanks for your help today.
It's me.
Well, aren't you polite? My name's Takayuki Yagami. Nice meeting you, Takayuki-san. Bye-bye for now. What? Wait. Was this the way to that other squirrel? I need to work on my directions. Oh, jeez. Watch out for cars, okay? Alright. Well, I guess I'm looking for squirrels from now on. Don't need to go nuts over it, of course. Boo! Boo! That's the worst. How dare you? Okay, so that wasn't the only thing that we were supposed to do here, though. The worst. Subjecting me to such funds. Disgusting. That's that time capsule one. Dance. This is where we're looking. Amasawa family heir. What? Is it down here? Yeah, it's down here.
Yagami-san.
What's up, bud? Thank you for coming.
Sawa.
What is it you wanted to ask me? Well, it's a rather long story. Is this a good time? Let's hear what she has to say. Once you start this side case, everything else will be put on hold until you clear it. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. After all, I am the MRC's outside counselor.
Thank you very much.
So, This is about my classmate. Actually, I should go get him now. Be right back.
Yoroshiku.
Nice to meet you. And Hisayoshi Shimada, second year. I'm Yagami, the MRC's advisor. Nice to meet you.
Hey.
So, what exactly do you need help with? Well, Yagami-san, do you believe in things like curses?
What was that?
I'm sorry, what?
Well...
Just a preface. This case is going to sound either mysterious or ridiculous, depending on your answer.
So,
I know it's gonna sound crazy, but please, you have to believe me. Just tell me what's going on first, then we'll see how it ranks out with all the crazy things I've heard. Curse of the Yamasawa family heirloom.
Hey.
Would you mind starting us off, Shimada-kun? So, this is about this lucky cat I have at home. A lucky cat? You mean one of those statues of the cat waving its paw, or like an actual cat?
Yes.
The former, yes. They're said to bring good fortune, so you can spot them in all sorts of businesses. There are quite a few kinds, some that are said to bring good luck, but black lucky cats are supposed to ward off bad luck in particular.
Oh.
I didn't know they got that specific. The thing is, my lucky cat doesn't do any of that. It doesn't bring money or good luck, it just attracts tragedies. Tragedies? Oh, that's fucked up looking. Here, this is it. Looks pretty old. My dad bought it from an antique dealer friend of his. Usually they're really expensive, especially the pre-war ones like this. Oh shit, pre-war. But my dad's friend warned him at the time. This cat brings more bad luck than good. Yeesh. So why'd your dad buy the thing if it's supposed to be cursed? He collects all sorts of rarities, especially the stuff with interesting stories. He goes nuts for those. Sounds like, an interesting guy. But yeah, a lucky cat that brings more bad luck than good? I admit, that's an intriguing hook. And Yagami-san, the curse or whatever it is, evidence is starting to pile up that it may be real.
Well...
Ever since acquiring that statue, the Shimadas have been through one ordeal after another.
What was that?
Like what? Like, some pretty scary stuff. My dad got a really high fever all of a sudden, and was touch and go for a bit, and our house caught fire too. Damn. Wow. Potential arson and serious illness? You weren't kidding, that's scary stuff. And my grades keep slipping ever since Dad bought the thing. I never dropped below 10th place before this. Is that really a statue's fault, though? Well, you sure can't blame me for the ghost. One woke my dad up in the middle of the night, standing right there, right next to his bed. Ghosted? He was dressed like an old-timey soldier, and totally pale. Just stood there like he was at attention. But he kept moaning, "Give back my cat." Ooh. My dad thought he was dreaming, so he rolled over and went back to sleep.
Does that mean...
So, was it just a dream?
yeah.
I don't know, but the next day, that's when he started feeling awful. It's like he'd been cursed or something.
I see.
Well, that would be unsettling, even if it was just a string of coincidences. My dad's still not out of the woods now that he's healthy either. He's almost got run over by a car a couple days ago. It's still going on. This isn't really sounding like a coincidence anymore. But I don't know what it could be. At this point, it's probably safe to consider further misfortune inevitable. That may help us determine the cause before any irreversible damage is done. I'm telling you, it's the cat.
Excuse me.
Here's a question. If you're also creeped out by it, why don't you just throw it out? It's my dad. He refuses to get rid of it. He says the previous owner was this famous author who met his demise because of the statue.
What?
So the statue was cursed even back then? Yeah. My dad said the guy died when he hit his head on it. What?
Are you serious?
Oof, that's quite the story. Apparently, his whole fan base is obsessed with the statue. That's why it's considered really valuable, despite the curse. Who's the author, by the way? Well, Kitan Amasawa. He was a mystery novelist and my grandfather. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Huh?
What? Your grandfather? Oh, and you said hitting his head on the statue. So, this was the actual cat, you know?
Yes.
Well, only if it's truly the exact same statue my grandfather owned. So you don't know if it's the actual same one?
Well...
My grandfather's been missing ever since he passed away about 7 years ago. Shortly after he died, my grandmother pawned it off. She always thought it was rather creepy.
I see.
Can you tell from this picture if it's the same one as your grandfather's? It's hard to tell just from a photo. This is also 7 years ago. I see. But I do remember that the cat was cursed even back then. My grandfather was somewhat of a rarities collector himself, of course. He jumped into the chance of owning a one-of-a-kind unlucky cat. Kitan Amasawa was famous for his somewhat bizarre tales of mystery. I can definitely imagine him wanting a statue like this. My grandfather was quite taken by it. He bragged about it quite a bit when I was little. But I'm sure he never imagined his life would be ending because of this unlucky cat. This motherfucker got done in by a goddamn cat. Lucky cat took the life of Amasawa's grandfather 7 years ago, and now it's back, wreaking havoc on another family. Yagami-san, I'm not the one to believe in the supernatural. All mysteries must be approached rationally, no matter how unusual they may present themselves. That's why I firmly believe, because logic is always found at the true core of any mystery.
That being said...
That's also why my grandfather's unexplained death has struck me these past 7 years. I assume the police ruled it out as accidental, right? If that's the case, it kinda sounds pretty explained. No, actually. On the night my grandfather passed away, I also experienced a strange event. One that has no rational explanation. It could only be considered a supernatural phenomenon.
What?
Really? What happened? I'm sorry. I'm not sure how to explain it. Let's just focus on finding out if this is actually the same cat or not first.
Gotcha.
Sure, we can do that. Rare for Amasawa to not have the words. But this could be the actual statue that took her grandfather's life. I can see why it'd be so tough to talk about. Yagami-san, I am getting to the bottom of this case one way or another. If something is causing all the tragedies around this cat, there's a good chance more will occur. I don't want anything as awful as what happened to my grandfather to happen to anyone in the Shimada family. Makes sense to me. After all, you're all about preventing incidents before they take place.
Yes.
Right. And not only that, this case is personal. Amasawa.
Yagami-san.
Would you please help me get to the bottom of this?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. The MRC's advisors got your back.
Thank you very much.
Well, to start with the investigation, first things first. I'd like to see the statue in person.
Yes.
Good idea. Shimada-kun, do you think your father would mind showing it to us?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. I bet he'd be over the moon to have one of Kitan Amasawa's descendants confirm his statue is the real deal. I'll give him a call now. He says, yeah, he'd love to meet you guys. In fact... good to hear. Where should we meet him? I asked him to meet us at a cafe near the station. Clash, oh my god, this place again. It'll be faster than getting him signed in at the school's reception and everything. Is that okay? Yes, that's fine. I would have felt bad asking him to come all the way here anyway. Well, I'll make my way to the cafe now. Let's meet up front.
Yagami-san.
See you soon, Yagami-san. Are you telling me, or are you gonna wait here? You're gonna wait here.
Off then?
Oh, you... Yeah, bye. Bye.
That way?
Oh my god, you are telling me. You said you were gonna meet us there.
Yagami-san, would you say that you tail people often?
I mean, it's a big part of the job.
Do you have any tips for avoiding the target's suspicion? I tend to get made fairly quickly when tailing.
What's an average high schooler tailing people for anyway?
That's a good question.
I can't help myself when I pick up a lead.
Kind of dangerous when you don't know your target, don't you think?
But in the end, isn't it worth it if I can prevent an incident?
No. Not if it's something that puts your own life at risk.
I somehow hadn't considered that. I'm coming with you!
Are you kidding? You shut up. Hold on. We already looked at this one, right? We had to look at it again in order to start it.
Drawing.
Squirrel's listening for something. Okay, yeah, so we gotta do that and now we can...
There it is. What could this mean?
Squirrel's flying, pointing in a certain direction. Wait, where is it pointing? So I'm assuming we gotta use a drone for that part then. Oh, it's pointing down. Ah, okay. Boop. Meow. What's this? Up. Virgin Death skill. Ardent Crane has been unlocked. Damn, okay. Let's go. This might be useful. 2 out of 56. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, and these guys are still... They got arcade guys running around here still, too. Okay. Time to go play in traffic. Oh, we can't. Run, girl, run! Yippee! Do we actually not have any taxis that we can use? No. They actually got rid of them. Damn, okay. I didn't even realize. Ah, shit. Oh fuck, oh fuck. Nope. Run.
Anyway, I had no idea you had such a famous grandfather.
Are you surprised?
No. If anything, it's obvious that you're his granddaughter.
Well, now I'm feeling the pressure.
As a descendant of Kitan Amasawa.
No, she can't get lost.
The kind of detective that make him proud.
For that to be possible, I need to take on as many cases as possible to hone my instincts.
But what if you blundered into a case and ended up making a fool of yourself? Would that make Grandpa proud?
The more I hold back, though, the more curious I get. Once I've caught a whiff of a mystery, the Amasawa blood in me starts pumping.
It's quite a burden you wound up inheriting.
Oh, this is a missing object. It's probably this lady. Someone might have dropped this. She's already looking around.
Excuse me.
I think he dropped this.
Arigato!
My necklace! Thank you. I would have had to have bought another one. Oh, pretty. I got a seashell. I should have just sold the necklace, derm. Alright, let's go. Keep up. So we just had a whole ass fight over here. Isn't the coffee here so good? Here they're particular about their coffee. Apparently they even have their own bean farm. What? Wow. Dang, they're not playing around. Good coffee. Really? Who's this? Oh, this must be his dad. Oh, Yagami-san, Amasawa-senpai. Ah, you're Kitan Amasawa-sensei's grandchild, right?
It's a pleasure.
Yes, nice to meet you. I'm Kyoko Amasawa.
Domo.
Shimada. Mikio Shimada. My sons told me about you. Thank you for being such a good senpai to him. I must say, I'm surprised seeing you for the first time. You definitely have Amasawa's blood in you. You're like a heroine ripped straight from one of his novels. I can already tell you're not just a nice face. You're as smart as a whip too, aren't you?
Huh?
Oh, really? Come on, Dad, cut it out. Oh, my apologies. And, who's this with you?
It's Yagami.
Takayuki Yagami. Outside counselor from the Mystery Research Club. I'm primarily a detective in Kamurocho. Oh, a genuine detective. This is just getting better. Seasoned private eye trawling the seedy underbelly of the city with his wonderkin teen sidekick. Man, I already want to buy the whole series. I'm really sorry about my dad. Let's head inside, huh? So the mystery at hand. May we see the unlucky cat statue?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Motherfucker, there's another squirrel thing right here. What? It's just right back there. Here. So this is it. I bought it to a taping of the TV appraisal show a few days ago. I couldn't determine whether or not it belonged to Kita Namasawa though. But if it turns out to be the real deal, it's supposed to be worth 2 million yen.
Huh?
What? 2 million yen?
Yeah.
I mean, considering its legacy, it's basically the holy grail of his fan base. But still, 2 million?
Amasawa.
Do you think you could tell if this is actually your grandfather's Amasawa? Please, feel free to inspect it. In that case, allow me. Oh, that deep red stain. Oh no, that's blood. Oh shit. How'd the kid beat us here though? I mean, we dicked around for a good minute. He did take off in front of us, but...
No way.
Is that from when your grandfather... no. It's from when I splashed ketchup on it. When I was little.
What?
Ketchup? Yeah. I've been eating a hot dog in his study and got ketchup all over the room. How the fuck did you do that? Well, eating may not be accurate. More like swinging it around like a sword. I was really into historical drama at the time. My grandfather and I watched it together. Just a fucking hot dog lightsaber? What the fuck? Sounds like you were quite a little hellion as a kid.
That being said...
But this stain, I don't know if anything else would make it clearer to me that this is my grandfather's statue. Woohoo! I knew it! We can get millions for this? Seriously? Wow, talk about a score of a lifetime.
Excuse me.
It's like that fucking Dennis Leary bit of like shoving a sandwich in the video, or like in the VCR. Like, why did you do that? That's where it goes, right? No. Sandwiches do not duck. A hot dog is not a sword, stupid. Sorry if this question comes across as a bit strange, sir, but I must ask. Does this statue ever make noise? Maybe like a meow? Huh? Does my cat statue meow? What makes you ask? Well, the thing is, on the night my grandfather died 7 years ago, I heard it. This cat, it meowed at me. Are you serious? Amasawa, is this a supernatural phenomenon you referred to before?
Yes.
Hey.
Could you give us some more details? Sorry, I know this must be hard. No, I understand. We had to do it for the case. This is the first time I've seen Amasawa like this.
Amasawa.
You said your grandfather's death was ruled as an accident. Was there even a slight chance that it was actually a crime?
Yes.
The police came and checked the scene, but they said they couldn't find anything suspicious. Besides, it happened in a locked room. Not only was the door to the study inaccessible, but the crescent locks on all the windows were still secure. A locked room, death, and a cursed statue. This is sounding more and more like one of Kitan Amasawa's books. What's a crescent lock? They're the most common kind of window lock in homes. For a reason, they get the job. Done. I doubt the windows were a point of entry for anyone that night. Oh, okay. Since the police didn't see any signs of a break-in or even a struggle, they really had no recourse but to rule the death as an accident. So it's doubtful that it was a burglary gone wrong. Afterwards, the lucky cat creeped out of the whole family enough that my grandmother pawned it off. Unsurprisingly, the family lost track of the statue after that, so I never expected to see it again like this.
Amasawa.
Instructions unclear. So you're saying you definitely heard the meow of a cat on the night of your grandfather died?
Yes.
Yes, I have no doubt. I believe it was around 1:30 in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the night to get a glass of water and passed by my grandfather's study. That was when I heard a meowing sound coming from the room. Did your grandparents have a pet cat, or maybe it was just a stray outside the window?
No.
They don't have any cats, and it definitely would have known if a stray had gotten in. With Rampo in the yard, no cats would have gotten by without him barking up a storm. Oh. It's an old-ass dog, then. Shit. And I distinctly remember the sound being loud enough for him to come through from the room, not from outside the house.
Seriously?
Well,
Creepy. What's even creepier is, I can remember my grandfather telling me more than once. When that cat cries, misfortune comes calling.
What's that?
What? I was given strict orders to never even approach the study if I ever heard a cat meowing in there. That's why, once I heard that cat, I ran back to my room and hid, terrified. And the next day, my grandfather was... That must have been so hard. If I had just been brave enough to go into the room instead of running, I could have... Maybe I could have prevented my grandfather from dying. 7 years ago, you were only about 11, right? Don't blame yourself for being scared. A truly artful detective can solve incidents before they even occur. I wonder if her grandfather's own incident has anything to do with Amasawa taking that saying so seriously. Shimada-san, thank you for going out of your way to help us today. Oh no, this is my pleasure. Did you find any clues? Maybe even a lead now? Unfortunately, I'm not so sure. Huh? Oh, the fuck? Look out! Oh, damn. The fuck? It's a sort of cleaning platform? What the? Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I guess it wasn't secured all the way.
B.
Was that the unlucky cat?
Unbelievable.
No way. Dad, please. What's it gonna take for you to get rid of the statue? Even I'm starting to get freaked out by this. Well, we should get home. Thanks again for today.
Excuse me.
Actually, sir?
Please
Yes?
and thank you.
Would you mind leaving the statue with us for a while? What? Leave it with you?
Yes.
Yes, until we can debunk the curse. But aren't you too worried? This curse is starting to look pretty real deal to me. My grandfather once said, curses only blight their believers. Did he now? Yes. He also said you must never succumb to the marvel of a mystery. You must keep your wits about you. Despite my age, he imparted his philosophy of mystery solving to me before his death. And I hold his truths he shared with me in the highest regard. As Kitan Amasawa's grandchild, I cannot back down to these strange events and turn away from a genuine mystery. I refuse to believe in this curse. Therefore, it will have no effect on my pursuit of the truth. But still, not only that, this is a mystery that needs solving by an Amasawa. Oh, Amasawa-san. When I heard that meow 7 years ago, I ran from the truth. The result was absolutely horrible. I'll never make the same mistake again. Okay, if that's the case, I'll leave it with you. Please, find a way to break the curse before something bad happens
Thank you
again.
very much.
Hey, we got a really fucked up cat.
Excuse me.
By the way, I heard that you bought the statue from a friend who runs a secondhand shop. Which one would that be? Ebisupan in Ijincho. Ebisupan. Got it. I'll go speak with him now. Thanks again. Amasawa's really into this case. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, considering. I should step up by advising efforts on her for this one. Okay. Instructions unclear still. Where is Ebisu here, actually? Here we go.
I'm coming with you.
We'll try to make it to the pawn shop and then we'll call it there because we're already at like the 2-hour mark or so. No. Come on. Run!
I can't keep going. Please don't leave me.
Oh. I played in traffic too much. Oof. What's this for? Oh, this might be... No, this is something different. What the hell is the bee? The bee? I don't remember what that is, actually. Okay.
Excuse me.
Is this a bad time? I'm from the Yagami Detective Agency. Takayuki Yagami. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Oh, a detective?
It's a pleasure.
I'm his assistant, Kyoko Amasawa. You're his assistant? A high schooler? Is there a problem?
Yeah.
No, not particularly. What is it you wanted to ask? We're looking into this lucky cat statue from Mikio Shimada-san. He says he knows you. Ah, this is for Shimada-san. Would you mind if I ask, how did you first come to acquire the statue? This pawnbroker friend of mine closed up his shop, so I bought his remaining inventory. Couldn't vouch for the statue's authenticity, though. Well, we know the thing is real now, but maybe we gotta fill him in on that. Might make a mess of things. You don't happen to know who sold the cat to your friend originally, do you? Nah, sorry. He told me he'd been passed around by a bunch before it ended up in his shop. But he didn't know any specifics, probably why he couldn't authenticate the thing. I see. Thanks anyway. Oh, one last question. This might sound odd, but when you still had the statue in the shop, did anything strange ever happen here?
Eh?
Strange. Ah, you mean the curse? Nah, I don't buy into that stuff. Nothing ever happened here to make me change my mind either. Nothing at all. You sure? Nope. The guy I got the statue from never mentioned any of the sort. Although I suppose he might have just wanted to not sound crazy. Oh, I see.
Yagami-san.
Does this mean the so-called curse didn't begin until Shimada-kun's father acquired the statue?
Yeah.
Sounds like it anyway.
Huh?
What's... smoke?
Yagami-san!
It's on fire!
Serious?
Huh? Really? Oh, shit! Ah, get the fire extinguisher! What even caught on fire? What are you talking about? Did something's battery just fucking erupt? Yeah, we got the fire out right away. But we seriously have no idea where it came from. Just whoosh, out of nowhere. Phew, I'm glad I didn't get any worse.
It can't be.
What do you think started that fire? I have to say, the number of incidents around this cat is getting ridiculous. I don't think this is a coincidence at all anymore. Hang on, do you smell something? Gasoline? Gas. That would mean there's a chance that the fire earlier was actually arson.
Yes.
Agreed. Yagami-san, what do you say that we search the scene really quick? Before the police get here? Yeah. Let's check and observe for any traces in the area. Keep sharp for any gasoline trails in the containers. Okay. Well, we already see some sort of discoloration on the floor.
Hey.
That was fast. What's this? Something was dripping here.
If I were to guess...
Wager's gasoline based on the color and smell. Yeah. Goes all the way to the alley. Let's see if we can track it. Oh, don't mind me. What the? Ah! Plastic bottle? Inside, more gasoline smell.
Which means...
Yeah.
Yep. Fire in the pawn shop was actually arson. Who's the culprit? And why? No idea. But let's fill in the police and the guy in the shop that we found first. Okay. How could it possibly be because of the cat if it was arson? Yagami-san, how should we proceed with the investigation from here? Well, now that we know the fire at the pawn shop is intentionally set, what I'd love to know is to pin down our little firebug. Pin them down how exactly?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know anything about them, but they're obviously after the statue. Maybe we can just lure them out somehow. A solid enough idea. Where should we start? I suppose just meandering around town ought to do it. Considering how quickly the pawn shop was hit, I can't imagine it taking long. I see. Some genuine hard-boiled legwork, eh? Not riskier than my usual investigations. Yeah. It's definitely going to be more dangerous than I like. That's why you ought to head back to... I think not. Please, allow me to continue on the case.
Nah.
Amasawa, this is...
Please and thank you.
I need to solve this myself, Yagami-san. Please.
Gotcha.
Okay. But you really had to be careful. And keep your distance when we're in public, got it? Basically a walking tragedy magnet carrying around this thing.
Yes.
Yes, I promise. I'll be safe. So, where should we head first? Preferably somewhere that makes it easy to watch our backs while we kill time. How about we play darts?
What?
Do you want to play darts? Why? Only one person has to take their eye off the surroundings at a time. And if someone does come after us, we can always counter with some darts to the face. Okay, I have to give you points for the overall plan, but darts to the face? Make no mistake, I'm actually quite good at the game. My aim's solid enough to be able to hit a human head.
Nope.
So I think it'd be best if I handled any incoming threats and you just don't say that kind of thing to someone. Maybe? Right. Well, after you? We're not out here to play games, but this case has also been a pretty big weight on Amasawa. Maybe it'd do her some good to blow off some steam. Man, we haven't played darts in a minute. Sure, let's play for a bit. Keep your eyes peeled for any suspicious individuals along the way. Especially if they're approaching you. I'll be careful. At least this is a small place. We'll definitely see anyone coming for us from here. Oh boy. I was gonna say, we have the shitty darts. What was the one I think it's Count Up. I'm really bad at dart rules. Count Up's like the most straightforward one possible.
Let's do this, Yagami-san.
I'm not gonna hold back.
Wow.
Nice.
Going for gold. Give me the big money.
Nice.
Yeah, baby. Five.
Oi.
Oi.
Yeah.
Damn. Hit the bull though.
My turn then.
Oh, way off. way off. Oh, I'm fucking up. Don't choke, damn it. Damn. Oh god, she's gonna get a hand trick.
Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Oh, what happened?
Damn. Call that. Shit.
Okay.
Odds of winning falling.
Ah, shit. I fucked it. No hand trick for me.
Yep.
Low sign at least. But if she gets another hat trick, I'm pretty much fucked. She's got plenty of space actually, just close that gap. Yep. Immediately. And she just has to get something high. And she hit a bull! Wotan unmatched it.
Some practices in order?
Damn.
You got me.
Oh, I should have. If I didn't fuck that second round, I would have been alright. That sucks. I lost. Don't give up your day job, Yagami-san. Glad to see someone's pleased with how that went.
Amasawa.
So, did you see anyone suspicious yet? Huh? I kind of got too into the game and forgot to look around. Oh, come on. You seriously weren't looking? I guess I sort of got into the zone there too. Looks like darts didn't make the best cover activity. We should shift gears. What would work better for us? Good idea. Where would we be able to watch out for potential assailants? How about the batting center?
What?
Why there?
If I were to guess...
Well, still be able to see anyone approaching us. In fact, this could even be better than darts. If one person does all the batting, the other person can observe our surroundings without losing concentration on the game. And even better, a bat makes for a much more effective defensive weapon than darts.
I see.
Well, I'll handle the defensive parts for us, but let's get over there before something bad can happen to us here.
Speaking of burdens, have you been studying for your exams?
That is something I try not to think
Alright, hold on.
about too much. Obsessing over rote memorization would affect my reasoning skills.
Well, I reason that you shouldn't let your club activities get in the way of your studies.
I admit that's also something I try not to think about.
Doesn't sound like the Amasawa I know. Gotta face the facts sometime.
Oh, stop it!
Oh, brother.
Oh my god.
Oh, we're off then?
This is probably the most I've heard her whine about anything. So, one of these is noise. Oh yeah, we're also looking for those Kappa statues. I need to stop getting distracted. We're done. That's it for today. I need to go play Gundam and then go lay down. But we're on another chapter. We're also helping this goober. This might still take a little while, but we'll try to wrap that up. I think. Let's see. So tomorrow is probably going to be us doing UC Engage before we do our banner drop night stuff. So the next time we'll probably get into this. Will either be next week or I might have to start changing the schedule a little bit so that we can get through more Lost Judgment, to be honest. At this point, we're technically probably further into First Departure than we are this. But we'll see about that next time. And until then, this will be goodbye to the YouTube people. I'll talk to y'all in the next one.